Okay, and we're back. Part two. Okay, so tell me, what did you see up and coming when you laid your hands on that Sudanese woman, the mummy?
So the Antichrist that live right now between us um, is coming from our bloodline, and you have influence on very, very, very important people, and like on
Like who?
everything, like from politicians to the media to rich people like Bill Gates to pharmaceutical companies, and basically is trying to destroy and make
Humanity?
people to destroy humanity, and also to pull people towards his army that he's building, like control our food, control like everything, the water. So when people will get to the point that like they will have to choose, am I following Satan and have good life, or just die? And that's basically what is like the mirror that he's putting in front of people's faces.
Is there a lot of them that end up following him?
Oh yeah, a lot.
And so, would you say okay, say the people that are on the planet at that time, which I understand is going to be us, um, would you say the majority of the population follows him, but a smaller population? I know you told me that some people go into hiding. Would that be the smaller population?
Yes.
Okay. And I know you brought up to me, and this is going to sound crazy to people, but Tomer saw me watching The Walking Dead. This is a zombie show. And you said that the people that you saw, it's not that they were zombies, but yet they were zombies. They weren't zombies, but they were empty.
Yeah, because like yeah, it's like they had a deal with Satan and they gave him their soul. So like they're empty, like they're alive but they have no life. Like they have no happiness, they have no love, it's like they're empty.
But they're eating,
Yeah,
drinking, and living,
but
and
they're
appearing.
empty. But they're empty.
Now,
No light from the face, no happiness. They're just cold and evil.
Now, what are some of the atrocities you told me? You saw a lot of the devastational things that. What is it like for the people who do not follow him?
So, um, um,
It's hard, isn't it?
it's very hard. It's very very deep because, like I told you before we were talking about the Antichrist that we're getting to really really deep times, but it doesn't have to be. It's not gonna happen tomorrow, like I told you, but it's
Yeah.
gonna happen soon. But imagine like tomorrow you wake up like a regular person and you just wanna go and get groceries, but suddenly they don't accept cash at all, and like the credit cards are not working because Satan made it not work. If it's AI or just he stopped all the computers or whatever, like he have his own way to trick people, and suddenly nobody in all the big cities in the world, they can't buy food and they can't put gas in the car, and like after 1 day 2 days people will start to riots and hate each other and fight each other because people want food, people want to survive. And in even the small things, like it can really change everything for the bad. So people need to get prepared. It's very 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 important to get prepared. To find
what way?
to bad times, like if it's like shelter for your family, if it's like
Stored food,
to store
I do
food,
that.
dry food, like to learn about how to
Survive.
to have your, even if it's like crossbow, if like you're against guns, or
Yeah.
you need to know how to protect your family, like maybe
Yeah.
to get ready for bad days. This is something that I'm trying to get to everybody's mind, like there
Like-
is not too much time, get ready now.
Like, I know a lot of people who believe that storing gold and silver is where it's at. And I've always said, no, it's not. I said, if you have gold and silver, you sell the gold and silver to get what you need, because you can't eat gold and you can't eat silver. And only a fool is going to trade you food for gold. Only a fool is going to do that. And there's plenty of fools, of course, but the thing is, you can't eat it, you can't shoot with it, you can't hunt with it, you can't drink it, and it's just, to me, it's not the time for it, and I know that. But I also know that the time will come for when you can get it, probably cheaper, but I have always been the belief of, if you can't eat it or drink it, and it can't protect you, do you need it? And this is how I take things. Now, aside from those things, there's things like, miracles that certain people are privy to, like I know that. But I want to get back to these, I think they're called skull people, real quick, because I know this is, it's not like really off topic, but when he went with those people of Cain, this has nothing to do with the Sudanese woman, but when he hid there for a while, when that first act of murder was committed, and again, murder and felon's claw, it does all go together. The fake marking on her thigh, it kind of does all tie in, and it's just really weird how it ties in. It just does. But the skull people, their bones are coming out of their faces. Their DNA is definitely different. It's not an angelic DNA. Red. Yeah, their eyes are red. Their DNA is there's non-human DNA in them. I want to make sure I'm clear about that. There's non-human DNA in them, and that's because he was able to take on human form, like he is going. That, well, just like now, like he already is now. And he procreated with these people. But the ugliness could not be hidden, so the skulls are coming out of their faces. And their eyes are red, and they're alive today, and they cannibalize each other. And it's, and you can say, oh, well, it's a native people, but it wasn't. They stem from thousands of years ago all the way back to that time. And it's fascinating. Now, when you say that the Sudanese woman, her line, as she had children, and they had children, and they had children, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth, and then the Antichrist was born. That comes from her, and comes from her not because maybe she chose it, but because he marked her. But I would believe to have to be marked, you might have had to have done something wrong, right?
She chose Satan.
Oh, she did.
Over the light, and that's the consequences.
I guess it doesn't matter how old you are, like 700 AD or whatever, because there's always something in whatever time you live in that person wants in whatever time they're in. Like it could be widow coins. It could be anything. Like, who knows? So I'm going to stop this and go back.